It's kind of tough. But this is a mono red Phoenix aggro list, but we're playing Bloodfeather Phoenix instead of Detective's Phoenix as our extra thing to discard for value. You also have Lava Darts, which are kind of nice. But we played a build like this that had Street Wraith and Detective's Phoenixes, and the Detective's Phoenixes were just kind of weird. Like, you didn't have that much to bestow onto. You had to draw a Street Wraith basically, which wasn't that hard to do. But the Street Wraiths ate a lot of spots up in the deck. And I've been actually really impressed with Bloodfeather Phoenix in this build. If you don't, it's a 2-mana 2/2 can't block, and when an instant or sorcery deals damage to an opponent, you can pay a red and return it to the battlefield with haste. So you can do that for 0 mana pretty often with Lava Dart or Gut Shot, which is nice to get a 1 mana hasty 2/2 from the graveyard that you can discard to looting for value. And this also makes Highway Robbery like an awesome draw 2 in your Cori-Steel Cutter Phoenix deck, where you just have a ton to discard for value. Sacking a land when you top deck it is also really fine. But you have just so many things to discard for value in your Highway Robbery deck, and then you can also set up to go plot Highway Robbery turn 2, Cori-Steel Cutter, cast it for 0 mana. This is just a very, very good Steel Cutter deck as well. And so this build has been fast and resilient with a lot of flyers in a way that is super nice to hedge against Boros. That's kind of the big thing, is that you're not just super weak to Boros' removal spells, and you have a ton of flyers, and the flyers combined with the cheap removal gives you pretty good equity against Boros, which has been the problem for Prowess. I think we mulligan this on the draw. Okay, give me back. I want it back. Okay, never mind. This hand's fine. I think we put back these two. We are on the draw against an Overgrown Tomb, untapped. Okay, Brood Scales as soon as I cut the needles. I mean, it is what it is. The pick your poisons can be okay. Am I going to post chapters to Royal Road? I don't know what that is, but I'm going to release the whole thing after probably 2 years from now, after multiple edits and beta readers and trying to get with a publisher and trying to do it for real, Well, I'm glad you're interested. 1/1 Ballista. Are you getting bolted? I think you're getting bolted. Because if my opponent can go, they can kill me if they just have land, Broodskill, if I don't bolt this. Do you think the power level of Cecil is higher than other Goyf? No, Goyf is better, but the thing is, it's the DRC to the Ragavan, or it's the Ocelot Pride to the Guide of Souls. It's just the second best one drop that facilitates the same kind of game plan that allows you to have redundancy to your turn 1 plays. So they rumble over a Young Wolf, Insight, Ballista, Broodskill. It seems like maybe it's one of the combo hybrid Yawgmoth Broodskill builds. They choose Young Wolf over Broodskill. Then they play a Cauldron with Ballistas in the yard, so they've got the Cauldron. If they have a Dredger's Insight, it's going to be kind of tough to win, I guess. Can you talk about Surveilland versus No and the Winter Night Dimming Lich? So in that deck, you have infinite 1 mana blue cantrips, kind of contrasted to this build, right? Cauldron's so annoying here. Steel Cutter is kind of funny. They just get the Cauldron by Phoenix, tough mull to 5. And then I also think the Young Wolf might be pretty tough to beat here. So yeah, in that deck you just have infinite blue 1 mana cantrips. So there are some games, obviously, where you really want to surveil land. But also, there are some games where drawing the surveil land is just... there's no deck I've played a surveil land in that I just lose more because I have a surveil land than that one. All right, the Lava Dart can't stop this because they have the Cauldron. Let's just... go to game 2 here. Alright, do you think I want to pick your poisons, since Cauldron especially is so gnarly? Can hit Blade or Cauldron. Maybe 3 is too many. Surgical could be kind of interesting against the Young Wolf plan. They are pretty in on it. I don't want to over sideboard, though. I think I want to go down. I think I'm going to just do this. Then maybe on the draw I play a Surgical. Yeah, I saw the new Sack Outlet. I don't think it's super exciting. If the fast aggro combo decks are playing Surveils, every deck wants them. Well, I get it. I just think the Demi Lich Phoenix deck is like the one exception, potentially, where you just, again, you have infinite 1-mana cantrips. So, like, one, it's very, very rare that you don't have something to do with your mana early game, and it's very, very, very hard to draw a tap land. It might be right to play a Surveil land. That's why I don't do it. You know, you could judge for yourself. I think it's close. After having played a lot of that archetype, and I'm someone that it's very rare I don't play a Surveil land. I usually play more Surveil lands than people do. I think Boros Energy should, like, for sure have 3 Surveil lands. I think it's cool when like little things like, oh, you have 12 1-mana cantrips. Like, I think it's cool when like that, something like that changes your thoughts on deck building. Opponents on a mold of 5. Okay, their turn to mold of 5. Do I think Dimir should have 2 or 3? I think Black-White should have 3. Dimir is a little bit weirder because, like, you are so bad at catching up from behind compared to Black-White or Boros. Like, you have a really hard time catching up. So it's probably just 2. Surveillance have low-key been a load-bearing pillar to modern. Yeah, they're really weird because like hugely buffing fetch lands this deep into the game is really weird. But I do think that they make modern more interesting for deck building. They reduce the amount of non-games, and they make things more skill-intensive. And I think all of these are just pretty good. Okay, so I'm going to look at my top card. If it's a land, I'm going to not bobble. And if it's not a land, then we do bobble. Thankfully, it's a land. Yeah, probably not too many Surveil lands in Belcher. Yeah, we're going to be streaming Boros with 3 Surveil lands all week next week. A big innovation. Oh, sorry, I needed to play my my land for Delirium. This is a really good card to have on top. Let's keep it. Might have lethal next turn. We're only attacking for 3 here, but next turn we have a Delirious Channeler, another Monk token, an Arclight Phoenix, and 4 points of burn. Did you ever play the list with Winter Knight? I saw it, Moxfield never found a VOD. Which list? We played mini Winter Knight. We just played one. Right, they reveal a Walking Ballista. So that could kill my DRC. They are down to 14, though. The Demi Phoenix? Yeah, we did. That was one of the ones I was like 3-0 off stream, and then on stream we lost our other 2 matches for the league. I still don't really know how I feel about the archetype. It's pretty swingy. Alright, feeling pretty good about our chances to turn 3 then. So we draw a card off the bauble, we draw the Highway Robbery. I think we might as well fetch first. And I guess we don't show them the green splash. I think that's really minor, but they're just probably dead here, and I think that's probably more important than being able to cast to pick your poison this game. Okay, so discard a Phoenix. A little bit of extra damage. A little bit of value. Yeah, this build has been really, really powerful in testing, but like figuring out the sideboard has been just the toughest thing. Keep that on top. Gotta conceal the info. Even if they have surgical, but if they have surgical, oh, and wait, do I not win against this? Because this shrinks. Oh, I put them to 1. Okay. Well, 1 isn't 0. I boarded out my gut shots also. which is kind of funny. No fetch lands for you. They've got 3 cards in their hand. They're drawing an Urza Saga. That's just Prowess with extra steps. Yeah, this is in the title too. This is, you know, an evolved Prowess list. Is how I'm thinking about it. But yeah, this is evolved Prowess in a few ways, but like you get to be a super good Faithless Looting deck, which is something the format's really missing. But also like all of your threats fly or have trample, which is like such an important way to beat the Boros matchup. Like not getting like super gummed up on the ground, and all of your threats, with the exception of Channeler, are really resilient to removal spells too. So like your Slickshot show-offs just aren't getting blown out, and your Swift Spears aren't getting all chump blocked by guide tokens and stuff. Is the idea. I think I want to play one of these on the draw. Let me go down to Phoenix. Let's play 2. I'm feeling 2. Don't know if I'm going to looting turn 1 or not, but I'm going to keep this hand. Probably do need to loot turn 1. Why 4 Vexing Bauble was in the sideboard? I found that was the best plan against the Neo 4 matchup. So again, I've been working on this one for a while. Very excited about it, and then Neoform started to pop up again, which is kind of annoying. The Neo 4 matchup is very difficult for this archetype. You're just you know, you can win on turn 3, but they go off on turn 2 in a way that you can't really win if they go off. It is your option. You can't play Grafdigger's Cage because your Phoenix deck is also kind of the annoying thing. So your options basically, there's a Young Wolf. So if they have like Ballista and Cauldron, we get got. They might take this Endurance though because they have Phoenix in the yard. If you have so like you can't Grafdigger's Cage because you're a Phoenix deck. So you're only I think the best option is the Vexing Bauble. So the plan is to board out the Mishra's Baubles when you board them in, and then just pay mana for Gut Shot and pay mana for Lava Dart, and then Flashback Lava Dart. You usually just care about the spell being cast more than anything. Yeah, Cage stops Neoform. It's okay. So they rumble. They mill over a Halfling, a Brood-Scale, and 2 lands. We know they have an Endurance in their hand that we're probably just going to try to incentivize them to use. Yeah, for Gut Shot, like I think it's just okay. You could just like spend a mana on the Gut Shot. You don't have to do it that way, but that's kind of the plan at the moment. It's a really good draw. Yeah, I think just make them Endurance is the plan, especially with the Steel Cutter here. Do you think the new warp mechanic with Neoform or Birthing Ritual will be a thing? Yeah, I think it'll be a thing. I think there's a lot going on with this mechanic. I could also Lava Dart and bolt the Wall of Roots. They pitched a Delighted Halfling. Don't think I want to do that. Although, like, what do I do if they block the... Maybe I just Lava Dart them so I can attack with the Monk token pretty effectively here. Yeah, I don't really need this extra land. So this is like basically just plus 4 damage, 5 damage. Warp is a bit of a delayed evoke. People keep saying that Warp is way better than evoke. It's like evoke and adventure like slapped together. Warp is why they banned Beanstalk in Standard. Yeah. So there's a Brood-Scale, 2 cards in their hand. It doesn't seem too crazy to splash a Rumble here. That's a pretty interesting idea. I don't know what you would cut for it, but Rumble does seem like it would be pretty good. I might adapt in response here. What if they have another Endurance in their hand? I think I gotta keep that, right? I think I want to play around another Endurance, and it seems the best way to do that is just attack here. They got a Fatal Push. Alright, so they get to adapt. We get 2 tokens, though. Obviously could have dealt more damage, but I think playing around endurance here is okay. Hear me out. Maybe Felly could be good with warp. Yeah, Felly, Ephemerate, Neoform, Birthing Rituals. These are the warp cards. All right, they have a Surveil land. Glad that's one of their cards. They also have Spymaster's Vault that can maybe filter them into a spell with the spawn token. They do keep the card on top. So they play a Sephiroth, so they draw the card. They tapped in a way that they can't Spymaster's Vault. I don't know if there was a way for them to do that. I don't think so, I guess. They drew a Cauldron. So they can save the Sephiroth from my Bolt, because that Cauldron is the top card. No attacks. You're confused. -2 Bolt, -1 Looting, -1 Robbery, +4 Rumble. Cutting a Looting is crazy in your Arclight Phoenix deck, I think. That's something I'm going to do. Obviously, drawing a land here stinks. Bolt you while we can. I haven't seen a Bloodgust S card with Warp. Sounds cool. So there's a Young Wolf. They don't have the Ballista for the full combo here. We have some Pick Your Poisons to answer the Cauldron we could draw into. We have 4 Highway Robberies that are the best draws. We have Looting, which would probably let us Steel Cutter, which would be solid. Lava Dart could be good. Not sure. Manamorphose good. Oh, good assuming we draw a land, I guess. Maybe not so bad. Even if we don't, just okay. We'll take it. Yeah, we're talking about Rumble. I don't know how you would play Rumble, but I think it's interesting. It's kind of weird. I feel like you would maybe just cut the Phoenix, the Bloodfeather Phoenixes, but that doesn't seem like something I want to do. You could maybe cut the DRC Baubles, but those cards are also incredible. Not clear to me that Rumble's better, but it would open up some slots. There definitely could be a Busted Warp card gets printed. I think there already is. I think the blue card draw one is insane. So they do get to gain a life when they activate the Cauldron. Because we got Endurance, we're a ways away from these Barbarian Rings. Okay, so they can reset the Young Wolf with the Wall of Roots. Wait, isn't this infinite life? I guess it didn't have an attack. Wait, did any creature die this turn? I guess one did. Sorry, could they not just infinite kill their Young Wolf with this? They rumble over Brood-Scale, Drum, Blade. The -1 doesn't blow up a counter, but doesn't it kill the Young Wolf? Oh, it doesn't. Right, it doesn't. Right. It doesn't because it's a 2. Right. Okay, that's good. So they take Dredger's Insight, they Insight, and they find Grist, Carrion Feeder, or Urza Saga. They could cast the Grist this turn. If I draw a Looting, I can activate 1 Barbarian Ring, or I can just flashback the Looting and trigger the Steel Cutters again. So they can go up to 12 when they activate the Cauldron. They can also Grist the Cauldron, or Cauldron the Grist, rather. Let me update the Mox field for you. Cool game. Gonna need to chain some stuff together here. Get pretty lucky with like a Highway Robbery / Manamorphoses. Also, maybe a Pick Your Poison is fine. Yeah, Pick Your Poison probably does just stabilize us well enough. Draw a Lightning Bolt. So we could kill the Young Wolf, which is not nothing. With Feeder, that should be game. I guess I'm... Oh, I missed that there's the Ballista in the yard. Wait. They missed lethal, right? Yeah, they could have also sacked and made another token, although it's not the biggest deal. Yeah, but I think they just missed Infinite Life by not cauldroning the Ballista. Oh, no, they milled the Ballista off the Grist. Okay. That makes a lot more sense. But now I do get to bolt the Young Wolf and hopefully be alive. If they do no blocks, I can only put them down to 2. Is there like a spoiler stream happening? There's so many spoilers. Whenever you attack, it deals 100 damage to one creature or planeswalker for 10 counters. And then it just has flying and is a 20/20 for 20 counters. These cards are really weird. So we have to kill the Young Wolf. I guess I could have attacked with my Monk token. Yeah, I'm wondering if like the charge stuff just plays way better than you expect it to. The spaceship card doesn't seem good unlimited. Definitely very low tempo, but wins you the game eventually. I like the flavor a lot. Opponent can probably kill us this turn with Carrion Feeder Ballista. Yeah, we're pretty dead. All right, cool match. Let's keep it moving. Pick Your Poison a little too deep in the deck. Yeah, I think Pick Your Poison would have stabilized us there. I don't know if we would have, won the top deck war. Why can't we just have 3 Edge for Eternity sets in a row? Like these are just too cool to spend like just one set on. Whoa, warp. A warp enchantment that landfalls for artifact tokens? That's interesting. I think we're Spider-Manning after Edge of Eternities. Removal of blocks was one of the worst things to happen to Magic. Yeah, maybe. I mean, like, it is nice to not have to spend a year on a on a plane like I can never even remember the name of the set. the dinosaur pirate vampire one. That's not a Korra. Whichever one that one is. It's nice not to have to spend a year on. This Lava Dart. Flashing back Lava Dart would be weird here. You probably would just have to. Yeah, Exelon. Yeah, stuff like Aether Drift is like really good one-off. Like Bloom Burrow might have been good for 2. Okay, Force Pitching Drown's pretty good. Drown and Lock is also just kind of interesting to see in general. I guess we keep a land here. What if it was just 2? What if you just did 2 sets for the same plane? They tried that? Did they? I thought Nistrad had 3, but maybe it's been so long. Maybe I'm just misremembering. Don't think I want another Bolt right now. Like a block? Yeah, but just a block that's 2 sets instead of 3. That is meaningfully different, right? Alright, so this is my second spell, first Phoenix. So I can keep this, I can bring back a Bloodfeather Phoenix. Although I guess I can't do that if I target the Ragavan. I mean, who cares about this Ragavan? No lands or artifacts in the yard still. Oh, another Arclight Phoenix. Another Gut Shot is not the worst. I think I just graveyard it though. We've got a lot of better top decks. Somehow just no Delirium. Ixalan had 2? Okay. Well, I can't remember. I just can't even remember the 2 set structure, but maybe that was the better way to go. I don't know. Need a top shot, Ragavan. Need to top shot so Ragavan takes it. Well, I don't know if we want that to happen, because we have got 2 1-toughness creatures. I am blocking Ragavan if they don't push my channeler. They hit a Barbarian Ring here. Right, and then there's just clearly nothing they can have. These are your best matchups by a pretty significant amount. I think I'm just I don't want that. I'm going to run it back. I'm going to go pee real quick. All right, beautiful hand. We 3-2'd with Grixis Sea Soul. I'm liking that build. All right, they lead on a Surveil land. What do you about Matoya and a blue-red Phoenix Shell, since you are drawing a lot and surveilling a lot to dump Phoenix more often? Well, the problem is that, like, if you're going to play Phoenix, okay, so let's, like, think about this in the context of Modern. If you're going to play Arclight Phoenix, the plan of, like, Matoya, untap with Matoya, surveil a lot, and then attack for not lethal, means that you're a deck that's, like, goldfishing on turn 5. That's just way too slow. You just must be faster than that in Modern. You cannot afford to. I feel like they're gonna have another force. We just obviously trade the Steel Cutter for it, but you just can't afford to be nearly that slow. That's why my Phoenix builds are either like very interaction heavy or very aggressive, like this one. Let's keep that. Whatever happened to Buried Alive 3 Arclights? I mean, it was never good. Is the short answer, I guess. Just thinking about Orcish Bowmaster. I guess I care more about them thoughts using the Steel Cutter that's on top. Yeah, if there was a ritual, like Dark Ritual, or even like a Pyretic Ritual that made black mana, it would be kind of interesting. Lava Dart plus Highway lets you do the thing on turn 3. Yeah, it's like... there are ways to Buried Alive 3 Phoenixes and play turn 3, but... You know, Faithless Looting got unbanned. Buried Alive is a really clunky 3-mana sorcery. Let's try this one on the play. Tutor's been playing a lot of different things lately. I think I'm graveyarding that. Could kill a crab. The thing, I happen to be playing crabs, says Tutors. Well, this matchup, I guess it depends on how many surgicals get drawn, maybe. Probably not all that bad. Target the crab so you can attack for 2 here. Gonna mill some Phoenixes. There's a Phoenix. There's 2 Bloodfeather Phoenixes. No Lava Darts yet. Okay, so now we can go loot away Arclight Phoenix, flashback Lava Dart, get back 2 Bloodfeather Phoenixes. I guess we might as well Manamorphose again for the extra prowess damage. This deck has been really, really good. It's just very... It does this on turn 3 really often. So see if Tutors has like the surgical extraction or something. Has something here. Looks like maybe it's the draw 3 because this is going to be 19. No, it's not the draw 3. 1 Phoenix back. 2 Phoenix back. 3 Phoenix back. Only 1 Arclight in the top 26. That should be okay. Can Tutors live? Can absorb 5 and it takes 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that puts them to 1, and then I've got the Barbarian Ring to kill on upkeep if I get milled out. Has a Fatal Push for Arclight Phoenix instead of the 5/5. I guess you can absorb more than that if you put this here. Alright, so down to 4. Okay, so I guess I don't think I'm dying to Atasha's because I still have 3 Phoenixes left in my deck. Three Arclight Phoenixes. Draws 3 for 1 mana. Mills 2 of my Arclight Phoenixes also. Or, sorry, milled 1 and the other one got pushed. And it seems like we got a good crab matchup. I think I'm interested in bringing in Surgical to counter Surgical. To where like a single Surgical doesn't get all of my Phoenixes. I think we'll just cut a gut shot and be 62. Yeah, Bloodfeather's been just pretty dang good. It's like weirdly similar to, it just in the same way Detective's Phoenix is 1 red mana, 2 power haste from the graveyard. This is 2. Phoenix, obviously Detective's Phoenix is better at buffing creatures, but this is just not a deck that's very good for Detective's Phoenix. This True Bauble can counter Trap. You want to keep this? Alright, we'll try this. I guess we'll put this back to play around Trap. I think we just bolt the crab. Mill some Phoenixes for me. Okay, mills an Arclight and a Bloodfeather. And a Lava Dart. All really nice. Scared of Crypt Incursion, I guess? Don't want to get too aggressive with the Surveils. I think I'll keep that. Blue and black to drown to counter the looting. Okay, so we are going to Lava Dart their face to get the 3rd spell for the Arclight Phoenix. But we're not going to have the mana for the... I guess we didn't have the other one. Okay, just concedes. Okay, great. That was easy. GG's Tutors. Yeah, I really like Bloodfeather Phoenix. Alright, hopefully they play a 1 toughness creature if they're Boros. This looks like they are Boros. Yay! Alright, so we'll save that for the Steel Cutter, I think. What deck did we lose to? What did we lose to? We lost to Broodscale. Broodscale Yawgmoth. I think I'm more interested in knowing what I'm drawing than them, but let's attack. That mostly matters if they block. Okay, they don't block, so we just do this. Kind of scary. Now this is like the matchup, the reason to play this build over traditional Prowess is that your Arclight Phoenixes or your Bloodfeather Phoenix and your just general resiliency to removal and flying gives you a lot of equity here. We are on the draw, which isn't ideal, but that's the thought. They flage me. I feel like I probably would have played the Bombardment instead this turn. Don't think it's a huge difference. I guess this is just more mana efficient. I think I lead on the Highway Robbery. It's kind of close between that and the looting, obviously. So I'm going to discard a Lava Dart and then probably a Commercial District. Maybe I want to discard 2 darts. Yeah, because next turn I think I'm saving this Bauble to go second Steel Cutter Bauble, and then we Surveil, because we're flashing back the Lava Dart here to bring back the Phoenix. And then I guess next turn we could just go Steel Cutter Bauble Dart Dart. That might be enough too. Their hand is Goblin Bombardment and 2 mystery cards. They're 1 short of escaping the Flage. They shock in the Sacred Foundry. So they probably have a second red card, or they're setting up for... They might have Bombardment of Johnny, and they just need a second red for Flage next turn. But it's either that or they have Discharge or Ragavan. Is this card broken or unplayable? Oh, this card seems fine. I don't think it's clearly one or the other. Am I dead to a Johnny here? If they attack, they hit me for 3 down to 12. They flip a Johnny, hit me down to 11. Activated Johnny, hit me down to 7. Yeah, I'm not dead. In fact, I think I win if they hit Johnny, which is awesome. For them to be on the play, right? Or sorry, were we on the play? No, they were on the play. For them to go Pride into Voice into Flage into potentially Bombardment of Johnny. They might not have that, but if they do have that, we're winning. The fact that we're winning against that is a really, really big deal. Again, we might lose. I don't know. They could have something else, but I don't even really know what they can have that survives here against a Steel Cutter Bauble Double Dart. Which I don't know. This is the reason why Prowess died, was this matchup, and like they didn't have the Ajani, but the fact that we were beating the Ajani too, I think, pretty big deal. Let's maybe not count our chickens quite yet, but so we're up a game against Boros. Let's bring in the rough tumbles. Definitely a rough tumble deck with the Bloodfeather Phoenixes and the Arclight Phoenixes. I think I'm interested in going down a Channeler, down a Phoenix, and down a Bauble. Not sure. Seems okay. Any anti-Flage? I think like trying to like Soul Guide Lantern or Surgical Flage can be kind of a losing battle, and I think you can try to race them. But maybe we should have like 2 Surgicals. I don't know. It's obviously not a super comfy position either way. But you just have plenty of games I think you beat Flage anyways. Okay, interesting. So if they play an Ocelot Pride, do we rough tumble or do we go Lightning Bolt, untap, Steel Cutter, Gut Shot? It's pretty close, I think. Definitely just taking 1 right now. I think I'm going to go for Lightning Bolt into Steel Cutter, Gut Shot, and I think if you wanted to Surveil Rough Tumble instead, that would be a totally fine line. I think it's cool that it seems really close. Let me know what you would have done there. Hey, Diva. They target the token instead of the Steel Cutter. I guess they don't have much energy generation, probably. They have a High Noon. The High Noon is so annoying. Can I plot Highway Robbery here? I think I can. I'm not 100% sure that I can. I guess we need to bring in stupid pick your poisons if we can't somehow figure out how to steal this game. Yeah, I know it's not good. I think we still do it. Alright. Yeah, I think on the play, bringing in Surgical for Flage is a mistake. I do think let's bring in 2 pick your poisons. I wonder if I can cut Channeler completely. Hold on. What if we did something like this? No channelers. Then maybe we could just do this, and then like we just don't really have anything that like we kind of turn off the galvanic discharges. Let's try this configuration. It's a little weird, but yes, we again we changed the sideboard. But yeah, I'll fix the Mox field. Hey, thank you, Monas, for the raid. Hope you all doing well. Welcome everybody. All right, Steel Cutter's nice. It's a little less nice because we really wanted to shoot. I guess we might still just gut shot. Yeah, I think we should gut shot. Now, really hoping they don't go second guide plus 1 drop so that we can't rough tumble. Just always such a pain in the ass when they do that. I also tried like a white splash for a little bit with like Orm's Chance. Okay, so they Static Prison and then they Galvanic Discharge. They jump the Guide of Souls. Pretty obnoxious. Let's Faithlessly Loot, I guess. Well played turn for them. Oh no, now they have a... I guess I don't know if they're going to... which one they'll sack. Alright, Moxfield should be right. So if I attack with the Phoenix, it's kind of... I mean, they left it back to block on purpose. Yeah, maybe making them sack a flyer is the move. Sandbag the Rough Tumble. I think I'll cast the Looting. It's kind of telegraphed to have another Rough Tumble because I discarded one. That is a nice extra angle to pick your poisons in this matchup, I guess. So I'm liking the sideboard plan, I think. Hopefully they play 4 Ocelot Prides this turn. They discard a Flage instead. I don't have the Surgical. Dang. Alright, I mean, obviously the Boros matchup's still going to be tough, but it does feel better. 0 lander. I'm going to keep this. I think I'm putting back the second bolt so I could discard the second looting to the first for value, trying to find land number 2 for the Steel Cutter. The new station mechanic uses charge counters. Yeah, it's just the amount of charge counters these cards require is like not that interesting. Picked up some Green Sun Zeniths. What deck should you play with them? You can check the Mox field. We've got several Green Sun Zenith builds, but I don't know what I would... I guess like the Nautilus Nadu deck maybe. It's been one I've been thinking about some lately. Okay, find land number 2. I think I'm going to keep Mountain over Barbarian Ring here. New set looks really exciting. So Wooded Foothills, Steam Vents, Preordain. The log said that they were playing Prowess. That's probably what they're playing. We kind of want to bluff that we have mutagenic growth, which we would do. We would crack the Bauble if we had growths in our deck main phase. It's really narrow, I guess, but seems okay. So we know they have a Bolt in their hand, which means they can get this Delirious at whenever they want, unless they play another creature here. Interesting. So I think we discard Lava Dart here. And then why don't we just cast this Channeler? And if they crack the fetch, we can dart their Channeler at instant speed. Alright, so they take the hit. They're pretty dead next turn. Yeah, they know what's up, so they don't crack the fetch. They main phase bolt my channel, or sorry, upkeep bolt my Channeler. That's okay. We could respond with the flashback dart, but I think we, one, just care more about the prowess triggers. We don't even really care about this anymore because it's attacking. And they're on the defense. So we have 5 points of burn, putting them down to 5, and we've got a ton of prowess damage coming in. They do dart a token. Six burn, dart and yard. Oh, I guess, yeah, 6. All right. Up a game in the mirror, not the most exciting. I'm going to bring in the Pick Your Poisons, though. It would be kind of interesting if we could move away from the Channelers, but it doesn't seem super doable in this matchup. I'm going to cut the Gut Shots and maybe 4th Lava Dart, maybe not. Maybe 4th Bloodfeather on the draw. Okay, on the draw for game 2. Got to keep this on 7, I think. They're on a mold of 6. Non-exaggeration, there's a religion that has a nacho-powered laser that can turn a black hole into a sun. That's from Edge of Eternities. I watched a little bit of Amy watching the lore stream yesterday, and it did seem pretty sweet. Right, I don't want a 3rd Highway Robbery. Let's just surveil. Done a good job of drawing Cori-Steel Cutters this league. I think I'm just going to play kind of patient. Obviously, like, they're missing their land drop, they mulliganed, and we're probably just going to win kind of easy, but I think I just want to plot this turn so that if they did bring in like a snare or something that could counter a Steel Cutter, we could play around it. We could still just go Steel Cutter, cast Highway Robbery next turn. So they plot a Slickshot show off, so maybe this game will be interesting. I think I cast the Looting. Probably put back this Highway Robbery. I think with this DRC into double Manamorphose, Pick Your Poison, we're gonna have enough card selection that we just want the Barbarian Ring. Really interesting to go from we probably can't lose to there's a plotted Slickshot show off. I think without Delirium for Violent Urge, it'll be pretty tough for them to win this turn. They put one on top, one on bottom. And they find their land. I think I'm gonna switch decks for the next league. So hold on. I'm just gonna get the next one prepped. They haven't passed the turn yet. It does seem like not that likely that if they're gonna Unholy Heat my creature that they're gonna be able to kill me. This is 11. Okay, they finished. I'm at 5. Not going to be the easiest to win the game this turn, but definitely possible. That's a free damage. We also have 2 damage from the Barbarian Ring we could end up using this turn. So I think I'm just going to make red green, although we'll cast this extra Manamorphose first anyways. Lava Dart. Okay, so if I keep this Lava Dart on top, this is 4 power, goes to 6. So I can make red, play Barbarian Ring, hit them down to 8, and then this is 6 power. Yeah, that should just win. So we'll keep this on top. Also have the upside of like milling over a Phoenix. Either Phoenix could work here. Get another Lava Dart too. Nice. Yeah, let's win with this. We also can we can pick your poison if somehow they can survive, but I don't think there's really any way. Okay, so that's my take on Prowess at the moment. I've been liking it a lot. It's been feeling like just way more powerful than normal Prowess and like very fast, very resilient. Still has some problems in the matchup, kind of the same problems Prowess does, but felt important to show off. I'm going to pivot decks though. Got a lot prepped at the moment, and I want to get through all of them this week if we can.